Okay guys, listen. Now I just got a disturbing video again that tells me what is going on in Nigeria. It told me that Chinese immigrants are mining gold in Zamfara, in various parts of Nigeria, you know.
Of the Chinese nationals who are engaging in illegal mining at the Kwali mining site. The police stormed the house where the foreign nationals are residing at Nasara Bukulu community in Bukulu local government of Zamfara state and arrested 2 of them.
The question we ask that have you seen any Nigerian that owns, big company in China? Have you seen any Nigerians that Chinese allowed to own a house in China? For you to own a house in China or company in China, you must be married to a Chinese or it's owned by the government. Then you are just there as a manager. They won't let you, even foreigners, not only Nigeria, they don't even allow foreigners to own things in China. Why will Africa allow them? Why will Nigeria let China to own anything in Nigeria? We look at what China is doing and we look at how they are treating our people. Yes, we are giving Chinese the go ahead to own anything in Nigeria. Is that not a shame to a Nigerian? That's a huge shame to Nigeria. I look at the whole thing, I ask myself, how can we let China to buy Africa? You see how Chinese are maltreating Nigerians in China. They don't let them sleep. Every little things, they will just go and attack them. Not only Nigeria, all Africans, let me just say all Africans. Yes, Africa will allow China to take over. China, when you go to Kenya today, it's run by China. You go to Uganda, it's run by China. Everywhere in Africa is run by China, and they are moving freely. Nobody is disturbing them. If you are in China, they are disturbing you for visa. They are disturbing for what? Even when you want to buy things with your money. I watched so many videos that even in Africa, they don't let you get into the house or get into some certain supermarket because they think that you have the COVID-19. Remember, COVID-19 is being single-handedly penetrated or being single-handedly formed by Chinese governments. Chinese government knows everything about COVID-19. The Australian governments have made it clear that China have questions to answer. Donald Trump have made it clear that China is COVID-19. He called it China disease. So why Chinese coming to Africa, taking Africa for granted, they bring their criminality in Africa. They mine the gold illegally. If you do those things in China, they will kill you. Go to Chinese and see how many Africans that committed, minor offenses that they put in prison for 5-10 years. Some of them, they probably harvest their organ for sale. Why are we leaving China to run the African nation? China need to be kicked out in Africa, or they should be, restricted the way they restrict other countries from their own nation. They should be restricted the way they restrict Africa. A lot of Chinese in Africa have no visa, valid visa. They don't have valid documents. What they do, they travel to the neighboring poor countries. They migrate to Ghana or Nigeria. They don't have all the necessary required visa. Those that have the required visa, they are doing illegal job. Nigerians, other Africans, South Africans, every part of Africa need to wake up and tackle Chinese problem. Chinese should not be given chance to operate in Africa. They have overstayed their welcome. If you're Africa in China, if some people Africa in China that married a Chinese lady, they don't have passport, they don't give them passports. They actually allow them maybe even 20, 30 years to stay in that country. They still treat you like you just came tomorrow. Because when this happens, they will kick you out and ask your wife to stay here. They will send you home. But when you see them in places like Australia, Canada, America, they are going there begging for visa. They are going there begging for their residence. They are going there trying to buy their land. But when you come to their home, for them to give you as an African, even as a Westerner, for them to give you a stay in their country, you would do like this. You have to cry for it. Then as an African, you'll be married there for many years. These people will not give you paper. How did they want you to feed your family? How did they want you to feed your family? So, you begin to ask, what is going on, Africa, we need to wake up and begin to speak in one voice. What China is doing to Nigeria, what China is doing in Uganda, what China is doing in in Ghana, what China is doing in South Africa, what China is doing in Namibia, Kenya, Zimbabwe, it's not acceptable. They need to go home. We need to tell them lesson. we cannot let Chinese to be treating our people very bad, and we'll welcome them in Africa. Recently when I saw what they did in Nigeria, mining gold legally, and we are there like, saying we will remind. In China, they will handcuff them. They will start beating them. Could you imagine such sticky people? When you get into bars, they will calm down. How can an African do those things in China? They will shoot you. You cannot mine things in China. Even those Africans that have their business in China, they never treat them with respect. They pay tax. For crying out loud, they marry their daughter. Still, they are maltreated bad. Some of them are their students. They are paying for their school. See, they treat them very bad. Why are we accepting them? Why are we giving them such a long hand? What kind of money are they giving you, Africans? What kind of money? It's time for Africans to stand up and say, China, enough is enough. Enough is enough for China. We send them back home where they belong. Okay? Thank you, Africa. Lord Obi. The future, you see.